Hello, TechSmith. This is Abdul Karmash with VAR Channel Marketing, and I wanted to give you a personal video response to the question you asked me on Twitter, which was how can you leverage Twitter to engage with your VAR Channel community? So the three things that are really going on Twitter as I see it is sharing, listening, and then engaging, and somewhat in that order. Now, the first thing people want to do when they get on Twitter is they want to share or promote what they have going on, which is great as long as it's remarkable and relevant content to your audience. So in your case, if you're talking about a VAR channel, you want to be sure to communicate what's going to be helpful to your VAR channel in relationship to your products, your programs, and what you have going on. Now, the one thing here that I want to mention too is you definitely want a central repository for this content. You don't want to just floating around in Twitter, so that's going to be your website. It could be a partner-specific site is fine, or a partner-specific blog works as well. And the one side note I would like to make about that is you definitely want to make sure to also have that same content available via RSS. RSS is a great way to promote content out there. I catch more things in RSS and I miss more things on Twitter. So whatever you put out there on Twitter, you definitely want to also have an RSS. Now the next thing that's really critical on Twitter is listening, right? You don't want to only be outgoing, you need to be incoming. And so some of the things you want to listen for is you want to listen for mentions of your brand like you did with me, and you sparked a conversation and now I made a video. Now the other thing you want to listen to is you want to listen to everything that's relevant to you. So you want to listen for mentions of competitors, of product segments, for example like screencasting is one of those things, and you want to listen for those things. And once you listen for those things and you pick up on them, you want to engage with those people. So you want to engage with the people that are talking about those things that are relevant to you and them. And then the other thing that you definitely want to be sure to do is engage with people that show an interest in your tweets. So people who are retweeting your tweets or people who are clicking on your links, you want to be sure to connect with those people to see if you can develop relationships and opportunities out of those. You might get a VAR partner, you might get a large product order or something like that. So there's nothing wrong with looking for those opportunities on Twitter, because that's really what Twitter's all about. So a few Twitter tips I'd like to mention is you definitely want to be sure to track and measure your efforts. The best way to do that is by, number one, of course, how many followers you have. That's a good indication as to how many people are finding you and following you, of course. And then the next really biggest thing is using link trackers and measuring calls to action. Every one of your tweets, not every single one, but the vast majority of your tweets should have some kind of call to action. The easiest, best call to action is click on this link. You want to measure how many people are clicking, and if you're sending them to a page to fill out, let's say an application, become a new channel partner, you want to measure also the conversions of that landing page, let's say. And then the last thing really is have a Twitter ROI. The way I think of ROI is it doesn't have to be money. Just think of what you want to accomplish and achieve on Twitter. Think about what you're putting into it and just make sure that it's worth your while. That's really how I think of ROI in terms of things that's not applied to finance, okay? So anyway, this is my quick response to you. If you'd like to hear some more, you know how to reach me. My contact info is right down there on the screen, and I'd love to connect and keep making awesome products. Thanks so much.